Imagine a day when the sky isn't just filled with familiar airplanes, but with steel ghosts that can disappear, fly at incredible speeds, and deliver a fatal blow before the enemy even knows what hit them. What if I told you these machines aren't from a sci-fi movie but are already in China's arsenal? On today's journey, we will explore the 7 most advanced fighter jets that China has created. From flexible interceptors to formidable aerial assassins, and even future projects that could change the entire global landscape of warfare. These aren't just planes, they're declarations of power, a message of challenge sent to the world. In the history of military aviation development, China was once considered decades behind the leading air powers of the United States, Russia, and the West. But it was from these initial steps that they built a foundation to gradually catch up and even surpass them. The clearest evidence of this is the 2 upgraded 4+ generation fighter jets, the J-10CE and the J-11B, which laid the groundwork for Beijing's ambition to dominate the skies. The trailblazer, the J-10CE. Also known as the multi-role 4.5 generation fighter, the J-10CE is a testament to the remarkable maturation of China's aviation industry. The J-10 was initially launched with a basic design, but through many improvements, the J-10CE version has been completely transformed. It boasts a powerful WS-10 engine that allows it to reach speeds of nearly Mach 2, or twice the speed of sound. This makes the J-10CE an incredibly agile fighter that can maneuver quickly in the air, suitable for both air defense and ground attack missions. What makes the J-10CE a trump card isn't just its speed, but also its advanced avionics system. The Active Electronically Scanned Array AESA radar gives it the ability to detect and track multiple targets simultaneously within a range of over 200 kilometers. This puts the J-10CE on par with top-tier fighters like the American F-16 Fighting Falcon and the Duc-10 French Dassault Rafale. Furthermore, the J-10CE can carry a diverse array of weapons. PL-15 air-to-air missiles with a range exceeding 200 kilometers, laser-guided bombs, and even anti-ship missiles. This combination allows the J-10CE not only to command the skies but also to threaten warships or destroy enemy military bases. Although not fully stealth, its design reduces radar cross-section, and its high maneuverability make the J-10CE a difficult opponent for any pilot. In other words, the J-10CE is the first step in China's ambition to reach parity with the West. The heavy-duty killer, the J-11B. If the J-10CE is an agile warrior, the J-11B is a giant born to dominate long-range battles. In reality, the J-11B is an upgraded version of the J-11, which was originally developed based on the Soviet Su-27. But with the J-11B, China has introduced a series of improvements that make it completely different. First and foremost is the WS-10 Taihang engine, produced by China itself, which replaced the previous Russian engines. This helped Beijing reduce its dependence on Moscow and affirm its self-sufficiency in aviation manufacturing. With its superior power, the J-11B can carry a huge amount of weapons, from long-range PL-12 and PL-15 air-to-air missiles to smart bombs and anti-ship missiles. The J-11B's operational range is also impressive. With the ability to fly over 1,500 kilometers, it can patrol large areas, protect airspace, or escort strategic bombers. For this reason, the J-11B is often compared to the heavy interceptor fighters of the Soviet Union during the Cold War. The only difference is that now it is integrated with AESA radar technology, an electronic warfare system, and the ability to detect stealth targets in simulated combat. In a hypothetical battlefield scenario, the J-11B could be used to intercept enemy squadrons from a distance, eliminating threats before they can enter Chinese airspace. With its long range and overwhelming firepower, the J-11B feels like a steel shield in the air, making adversaries wary even when they're still out of sight. The strategic significance. Both the J-10CE and the J-11B are not considered top-tier fighters compared to modern 5th-generation jets. However, it is the combination of these 2 types of aircraft that has helped China build a balanced air force. They have a mobile, multi-role fighter for flexible missions and a heavy-duty fighter to control strategic airspace. More importantly, the emergence of the J-10CE and J-11B proves that China is no longer just copying technology from abroad. They have truly mastered the core elements of design, electronic integration, and engine manufacturing. which are all essential for developing later generations of stealth aircraft. It can be said that the J-10CE and J-11B are a strategic bridge, paving the way for the birth of future fighters like the J-20 and the FC-31. They not only protect China's skies in the present, but also send a clear message. Beijing is ready to challenge any opponent in the air. If the J-10CE and J-11B were just the beginning, the next stage saw China advancing directly into the era of stealth and superweapons. This is when revolutionary projects emerged, turning the Chinese Air Force from a follower into a formidable rival of other aviation superpowers. The three most notable names are the Shenyang FC-31, the H-20 stealth bomber, and especially the fifth-generation J-20 Mighty Dragon fighter. The FC-31, a nimble stealth wing. The FC-31 Falcon Hawk is considered one of China's most ambitious projects. In terms of its shape, many Western military experts compare it to the US F-35, a globally renowned stealth fighter. The FC-31 does indeed feature a blended wing and body design with angled lines to reduce radar signals, along with an internal weapons bay to maintain maximum stealth. What's noteworthy is that the FC-31 is not only intended for the Chinese Air Force, but also targets the international market. Beijing wants to turn it into a competitive product to offer to allied or partner nations, just as the US has done with the F-35. This is a strategic move to not only build military strength, but also to export technology to expand geopolitical influence. The FC-31 integrates modern radar, an advanced electronic warfare system, and especially the ability to connect with other units in real-time data networks. This allows it to participate in network-centric warfare, where all assets from ground radar and satellites to warships share information for coordinated combat. Its weapon-carrying capability is also very diverse, including long-range PL-15 air-to-air missiles, satellite-guided bombs, and even hypersonic missiles that are currently under development. Notably, the FC-31 is smaller and lighter than the J-20, which allows it to take off from aircraft carriers, providing China with a huge advantage in offshore operations. It's fair to say that the FC-31 is a flexible trump card powerful enough to challenge rivals, yet light enough to be deployed in a variety of environments. It clearly demonstrates China's mindset of not just wanting to catch up, but also wanting to export its power. The H-20 stealth bomber, a strategic ghost. If the FC-31 is a flexible fighter, the H-20 is a symbol of global strategic ambition. This is China's first strategic stealth bomber project, seen as an answer to the American B-2 Spirit. The H-20's design uses a flying wing shape, which makes it nearly invisible to radar. Its estimated range is over 8,000 kilometers, enough to fly from deep within Chinese territory to any target in the Pacific, or even farther, and return safely without refueling. The weapons the H-20 can carry are what truly worry the world. It can carry not only precision-guided bombs, but also stealth cruise missiles, Mach 5 plus hypersonic weapons, and even nuclear warheads. With its large internal bay, the H-20 has the capability to launch a devastating strategic attack on military bases, aircraft carriers, or enemy command centers from a safe distance. Beyond its offensive capabilities, the H-20 is also integrated with a modern electronic warfare system, warning radars, infrared sensors, and satellite links. This allows it to serve not just as a silent destroyer, but also to play a role in intelligence gathering, supporting the coordination of joint naval and air force operations. The H-20's significance goes beyond just being a weapon. It is a declaration that China has entered the ranks of nuclear powers with the capability to launch a global strategic strike. If it becomes operational, the H-20 will visibly change the balance of power in the Asia-Pacific, forcing the US and its allies to completely reevaluate their defense strategies. The J-20, a mysterious steel dragon. Among China's fighter jets, the J-20 Mighty Dragon is perhaps the name that has garnered the most international attention. This is China's first fifth-generation fighter, capable of going head-to-head with the American F-22 Raptor and F-35 Lightning II. With a length of over 21 meters and a wingspan of 12.5 meters, the J-20 has a powerful, angular silhouette to reduce radar signatures. The radar-absorbent materials and sophisticated aerodynamic design turn it into a ghost, virtually invisible to enemy radar. The J-20's
so.
formidable strength lies in its WS-15 engine with a thrust vectoring control system, which allows it to perform incredible maneuvers even at supersonic speeds. This makes the J-20 not only fast but also extremely agile in close-range aerial combat. In terms of firepower, the J-20 can carry PL-15 air-to-air missiles with a range of over 200 kilometers, along with experimental hypersonic weapons. Furthermore, it is designed for network-centric warfare, connecting with satellites, ground radars, and even unmanned aerial vehicles. When the J-20 takes off, it is not alone. It is the center of a coordinated attack network where every link serves the single goal of achieving absolute air superiority. It is worth noting that the J-20 is no longer a test project. It is currently being deployed regularly in hotspots such as the South China Sea, the Taiwan Strait, and near Japanese airspace. The presence of the J-20 is a reminder that China now possesses a fifth-generation fighter capable of intimidating any adversary. A new era of warfare. The three projects, the FC-31, H-20, and J-20, are more than just military assets. They are symbols of China's transformation from a nation once dependent on foreign technology into a hub of innovation and a leader in several fields. The FC-31 represents the ambition to export stealth power and expand influence. The H-20 marks a step toward global strategic attack capability. The J-20 proves that China has a truly operational fifth-generation fighter, competing on par with the US from a strategic perspective. This trio complements each other, creating an air force that has both long-range defense capabilities and global deterrence power. This is a clear picture of Beijing's ambition to become a comprehensive military superpower. If the J-20, FC-31, and H-20 show that China has reached parity with other powers, then the two projects, Dark Sword and Shenlong, open up an entirely new chapter where warfare is led by artificial intelligence and space becomes the battlefield. These are no longer just ordinary aircraft, but declarations about a future where technology goes beyond imagination. The Dark Sword. An AI ghost. In recent years, the military world has witnessed the rise of drones. But the Dark Sword is no ordinary drone. It is designed as a heavy unmanned combat aircraft, with a size nearly equivalent to a manned fighter jet. With an advanced jet engine, the Dark Sword can reach speeds of Mach 3+, turning it into a supersonic predator. The aircraft's body has an angular, stealthy design with a dorsal air intake, making it look like something out of a science fiction movie. The biggest difference about the Dark Sword is its artificial brain. No longer piloted by a human, the Dark Sword operates entirely on AI. It can automatically identify targets, analyze threats, select tactics, and deliver a strike in an instant faster than any human pilot could. In a hypothetical scenario, imagine the J-20 flying in a formation. Alongside it are not just other fighters, but an entire fleet of invisible Dark Swords. They are linked by an encrypted data network, sharing target information and coordinating movements like a pack of wolves on a hunt. Before the enemy even realizes it, this formation has launched a series of attacks from multiple directions, overwhelming defense systems. Beyond its offensive role, the Dark Sword can also perform escort, reconnaissance, or air defense suppression missions.
Vectors.
Its main advantage is that it doesn't require a pilot, meaning there's no risk to human life. This allows commanders to easily send the Dark Sword on dangerous missions where a manned fighter would be unlikely to survive. Although it has not been officially announced as operational, the Dark Sword is enough to cause concern among international military experts. It ushers in a new era, an era of AI warfare, where life or death decisions are made at the speed of a machine, not a human. The Shenlong, the space dragon. If the Dark Sword represents artificial intelligence, the Shenlong is a testament to the ambition to reach space. Shenlong, the space dragon. The name Shenlong, meaning divine dragon, is no coincidence. It symbolizes supernatural power and the ability to go beyond human limits. The Shenlong is believed to be a hybrid atmospheric space fighter. It can take off like a normal jet, then switch to a sealed rocket engine to pierce the atmosphere, reach speeds of Mach 10, and enter low Earth orbit. Once in high orbit, the Shenlong transforms into a true space combat platform. It can deploy reconnaissance satellites, launch anti-satellite weapons to destroy enemy assets, or even attack from above with hypersonic warheads. that descend on targets at an almost uninterceptable velocity. What makes the Shenlong so terrifying is its heat-resistant shell, made from high-tech ceramics similar to those used on space shuttles. This helps it survive re-entry at super high speeds. In other words, the Shenlong can not only go into space but also return multiple times, ready to be reused for subsequent missions. The Shenlong's potential weapons are also beyond imagination. In addition to space-based missiles and hypersonic warheads, it could carry directed energy weapons like lasers, or EMP, electromagnetic pulse, cannons, capable of crippling entire radar systems, satellites, or ground-based electronic infrastructure. If it truly becomes a reality, the Shenlong will be more than just a fighter jet. It will be a tool that redefines the entire concept of warfare, from the air to space. In an extreme scenario, just a few Shenlong missions could paralyze the information, defense, and counterattack systems of an entire nation. The dawn of a new era. The emergence of the Dark Sword and Shenlong shows China's extraordinary ambition. They don't just want to have fighters on par with the US or Russia. They want to jump straight into the future, where AI and space are the keys to military power. The Dark Sword turns warfare into a game of machines, where data processing speed determines victory. The Shenlong extends the battlefield beyond Earth, turning the sky into a stepping stone for controlling space. If successful, both of these projects will create a leap forward from traditional warfare. Instead of dogfights between pilots, the future may see a confrontation between machines and satellites, where humans only act as commanders from afar. When we place the Dark Sword and Shenlong in the same picture as the J-10CE, J-11B, FC-31, H-20, and J-20, we see a clear evolution. From the foundational 4.5 generation, where they learned and improved, to the 5th generation that is on par with the US and Russia, and then the leap to AI and space, opening up new battlefields that no one yet controls. China is no longer a follower. With the Dark Sword and Shenlong, they are trying to become the leader in an unprecedented field. And this is what truly makes the world wary. We have just journeyed through a dramatic path from the multi-role J-10CE and the heavy-duty J-11B fighters to the stealth generation of the J-20 and FC-31, and even the strategic ghost, the H-20. And finally, we touched on the future projects of the Dark Sword and the Shenlong. These machines are no longer mere weapons. They are symbols of a new era of warfare. What's most striking here is China's limitless ambition. They are not content with just catching up to the West. They are actively striving to lead in fields that no one has yet dominated. Artificial intelligence in warfare and military space isn't just a technological advancement. It's a direct challenge to the United States, Russia, and the entire world. It's China's way of saying, we can change the rules of the game. However, the question remains, are these projects truly operational as claimed? Or are they still just at the stage of testing and technology demonstration? With the Dark Sword, the ability to fully integrate AI remains a big question mark. And as for the Shenlong, even though it has appeared in satellite images, turning a prototype into a real combat weapon is a difficult journey. Despite these uncertainties, we can't deny that the map of air power has already changed. If the skies were once almost exclusively dominated by the US and Russia, China has now powerfully stepped in and is even opening the door to space, where no single nation has yet established absolute dominance. From a strategic perspective, this means that in the future, conflicts will no longer just take place on land or at sea. They will extend from the depths of the ocean to the sky and beyond into space. And fighters like the J-20, H-20, Dark Sword, and Shenlong may be the decisive pieces on the global power chessboard. What do you think? Are these weapons truly powerful enough to challenge the US and its allies? Or will they need more time to prove themselves on a real battlefield? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, because every opinion is an interesting perspective on our journey to explore the military world. And don't forget, this is just one of countless stories about military might that we're bringing to you. If you want to continue this journey, exploring military secrets, future weapons, and confrontations that defy imagination, then subscribe to our channel, Military Stories Today. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss any videos, because the next journey is sure to be even more jaw-dropping. The military world is changing every day, and at Military Stories, we'll take you straight to the technological battlefield, where the future of humanity is being decided in the sky and in space.